Hello, everyone. On this special episode of our podcast show, we're going to be talking to one of the leaders in the tech industry in Taiwan. But she doesn't consider her that way, but she has a certain soft power that makes everyone fall in line. And she's also been I've known her at this company, InWin, which is where she works, for over 15 years.
Almost 15 years.
Wow. That's incredible. So I've basically known her in this company as long as I've been in tech. Well, actually, I've been in tech longer, but as soon as my first time that I came to Taiwan, not much longer than that, I knew her. So this is incredible, right? She is not your typical tyrant person. You don't she's got power because everyone knows you don't mess with her. Her name is Nelly Hsieh, and she is, what's your official title in the company?
Global Marketing Manager.
See, I told you, she's got power. And we're going to find out everything about her to help maybe that we can inspire some women in the industry to take their brilliance, to take their brains, and to move forward in this industry that is basically populated with mainly male avatars. This is the avatar that you want to aspire to, and this is our podcast show. So, Nelly,
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. How has your COMPUTEX been so far?
Wow, it's awesome. We are so glad to be back at the COMPUTEX after 3 years.
Same
here.
I miss you guys.
Yeah, and I've seen so many friends. They are coming back to COMPUTEX, and it's a great show so far.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with the number of people that just have said, okay, it's been 4 years. I just have to come back no matter what. And even though the price of flights have been crazy lately, people have just chosen to just come back because of that relationship that's built. Taiwan is the place for tech. And if you cover tech in the industry and you're not here, something's wrong. So this is the place to be. And one of the places that I learned to love technology is, of course, Taiwan, the case motherboard, VGA. Like if I never came to Taiwan, I wouldn't have that appreciation of what this place, this special place is. I mean, there's so many places that claim to be a tech hub, but this place really is where everything happens. And in particular, I know that InWin is a very dynamic company. Not only do they manufacture cases under their own brand name, but they also, and I'm pretty sure maybe you can not talk about this, maybe you can, but you also contract manufacture and innovate for other companies in this industry to help them realize their manufacturing dreams. I often think of a company called Giant Bicycles, which is very much the same as InWin. You have a division that works with other players, and those conversations are kind of secret. And then you have your brand name, Giant Bicycles, right? And InWin's actually a fairly old company too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we are 38 years old.
Wow. Oh, congratulations. Almost 40.
38. Yeah, I mean, I remember my first case was actually an InWin. It was a beige brown tower. It was boring looking. Mind you, this was 20 years ago, right? 20 years ago. And at the time, modding just started to come up a little bit. And I had to cut a hole on the top and in the front to make it look a little bit better with some nice fans. And I put a grill on there. But yeah, my first modded case was an InWin.
Wow. I still remember maybe 8 years ago when we went to QuakeCon, a LAN party in the States. One of the guy, he came to me and say, I'm not quite sure. Is it the same InWin I know? Because I have one of your products produced 20 years ago. Its name is called A500. I say, I don't know because that's before I joined InWin. But then when I came back to the office and I checked with my colleagues, they say, yes, this is InWin product. It's ours.
There's a lot of InWin cases way back.
Yeah.
Way back. And I talked about that. My first InWin case was brown, beige.
Beige.
I had to spray it with car paint to make it look better. It was all sprayed dark gray, and it was nice and everything. But it was the cases that even my brother was building systems at the time. Ordered loads of InWin cases, and they were solid. They were really high quality. It was something that, if you want to get a high quality case, it would be an InWin. InWin at the time was, I think, one of those, I won't say leaders at the time, but they were making solid cases. And I think 5 years into manufacturing, I think that's when, like you said, 15 years you were in the company, and that's when it took off with a bit more very innovative designs.
Yeah, design-oriented things. And I think the timing couldn't be better, because that's when Nelly entered the market.
Maybe there's
and joined InWin. So can you tell us a little bit about how you, like your first day at InWin, what did you do up until your ascension to global marketing manager?
I'm not quite sure if this is the right beginning. Well, I still remember the first day I joined InWin is also the first day I drive my own car on the highway successfully.
Wow.
And as soon as I arrived in the office, I called my husband. Hey, I arrived at this new company safely. I didn't hit anyone.
You know what? When I look at driving in Taiwan, I'm like, I had to figure out exactly what they were doing, because you drive like the French.
It's confusing.
You drive like the French. It's not confusing, actually. In Taiwan, it was actually explained to me by a gentleman by the name of Johan Borgman. He's no longer in the industry, but he used to be with one of your competitors, Fractal Design. But he said he started driving, he cracked the code. He said you use the 20% rule, the 20-degree rule. You only worry about your 20 degree. Right? And everyone else worries about that same 20 degree. As long as everyone worries about their 20 degree in front, everyone is fine.
But that night, 15 years ago, there were more motorbikes, mopeds, scooters on the road, right? And they had these special boxes for scooters to go on the road, right? Is that right? So you're on the main road, so you come to a crossing. There's little boxes in front of the.
They're still there.
They're still there. That's where all the bikes go. Yeah. And then as soon as hit a green, they go like
a racing.
Yeah. It's like in California where you can lane split, and then everyone ends up in the front in California, right?
Yeah.
So, but that was a huge achievement for you, because that was the very first time.
Yes. Well, so I would say this is my first achievement.
Your first on-the-job achievement.
Yes.
Okay.
Is to drive this.
But there have been many, many more, right?
Of course. Yes.
Tell us about those.
Well, I think you remember me as on behalf of InWin is because I joined InWin is because InWin wants to do the own branding. Mm-hmm. Because before I joined InWin, I believe we focus only on OEM, ODM business.
Yes.
And then we set up the marketing department.
Yeah.
And really want to push our own branding in the retail market. So that's why I joined InWin.
Okay.
Although original, I would like to join in the fashion industry, but anyway, I end up here.
That's another story.
So okay, well, tell me this: how does there must be some similarity, because you wouldn't have joined InWin over a fashion company if there wasn't some similarity. Can you maybe compare and contrast the two, and maybe find out like what are the similarities?
Well, I think a good job for me can bring me more opportunity to develop new things and then to try new things. So in the beginning, when I joined InWin, I think, okay, making chassis is so boring. Then I think I'm quite lucky, because at that time, our general manager wanted to do something different. So he called me to his office and say, Nelly, if you think this is the right industry for you, how about let's do something different?
Right.
So then, a few months later, we launched our first signature product called the X-Frame.
Yes.
The X-Frame.
I remember.
Yeah.
X-Frame.
Yeah. The X-Frame.
The X-Frame, yes.
Okay. Yep.
And that is the first product our company say would like to think outside of box and do the computer chassis, but it doesn't look like a case.
That's basically how I think about InWin now. Is like everything you build is just a little bit outside, which is great. So
But it's not easy.
it is not easy. And I know that you know about that because you had to build your team. What were the main components of that team that allow you to have success in this space?
I think we are full of passion, and then we have great team behind.
Yeah.
Hello, Andy.
Hi.
Yeah, we have a great
He's
support
in the
from
background.
from our different branch office.
Yeah.
We have a lot of ideas. We are willing to contribute and to share, our ideas
Okay.
with our R&D and the design department.
Now your design department is actually was very different. I remember a gentleman there, Arian.
Yes, Arian.
Yes. He was one of the first people that I met at InWin, and he had a complete, he wasn't in the case industry. I think his industry was design. I think he was making, what did he say he was making? He was making like rice cookers or something, or consumer electronics, but he's still a designer. So for him, it was just another project to design. And then after that, the engineers just need to figure out how to put the parts inside, right?
Yes.
The outside of the box thinking. Was that your idea or was that someone else? Or was it the group effort?
No, I would say it's a design team's effort.
Okay.
Because they have a bunch of very good designers. They are young, they are passionate about the products. So they will keep discussing and do the brainstorming.
Yeah, because if you've never seen the InWin office, I'm sure that there's a video out there. Maybe I took a photo or two of it. But this room is doesn't look like it would be a designing cases. It looks like it's more like anime studio or game design studio. So it's really amazing how you nurture that. So how do you keep them in line? Because I know the gamers and designers, they're a little bit, not disciplined sometimes.
Although I'm not a part of the design department, but I know during that time they are under a lot of pressure because company want to see they come out completely new idea and innovative. So I remember during these years, they work alone. So after working hours, when I visited Aaron in his office, he was playing guitar. He said, I just need to,
Relax.
relax. And then I will have good ideas.
Yeah.
And he's very good at drawing.
Yes, I
right.
saw that.
Yeah.
All his drawings are amazing.
And he loves a Ducati.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
I remember
because of his passion of Ducati, so that's why we had the different.
that's
Coming
right.
out.
D-frame. Yeah, I remember the D-frame. Yeah.
That was like a Ducati style of what do they call it? The girder style bike
That
frame.
holds the
Yeah.
engine, and everything.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question. So all these young designers, they come up with these great ideas. How would you make a decision to do choose which one? Is there something that just sparks? Oh, that one. I like that design. It just comes up. Or do you
Or does Nelly just say yes?
No, of course not. Well, it depends. Sometimes these drawing will go for vote. Ask for
okay.
opinion from different branch office.
Yep.
Sometimes the boss.
And the
GM.
boss is that Mark?
No, it's David.
David. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He will just choose the one he has feeling,
He's got a
Emotion.
feeling.
emotion.
Yes.
Yep.
He say, the moment I see the drawing, I know it's it.
That's it. It's
That's
just
the one we
that-
should produce.
Yep.
You know what? That's very rare. Normally, you would go with analytics. You would be like, oh, spreadsheet.
Yeah.
You know, in these
how
types
much
of
does it cost to
industries.
make? How many?
BOM.
For
What's
the
their
standard
MOQ?
products, yes, but for the signature products, no.
It has to hit right here.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. I get you. I get
Yeah.
you.
So from that step on, now it's your job to make sure it's marketed.
Yes.
What are the steps for you? Like how difficult is it for you to get this to be something people want to buy? Because I know that you've told me one time is that I have the S-frame. None of those cases make any money. So how does that work?
Well, I would say the most difficult part is to persuade the colleagues
The colleagues.
Okay.
in the company.
Yeah.
Because when we launch the aspirin, no one believes it will be successful.
Yeah.
So all the sales, as far as I know, they're all against this idea. And then we didn't give up because 6 months later, we launched the Edge frame.
Yes.
And we displayed at COMPUTEX. And I remember I received a call from our Edge. Edge frame. The second one is
Yeah,
Edge
H-frame.
frame.
H-frame.
Yeah. That's when I ran into you guys at CES that one time. Yeah. I remember
And I
that.
remember because I got a phone call from our Netherlands office. The colleagues over there told me, "Hey Nelly, can we order some of these limited edition?" I say, "Oh, I'm so surprised because I remember everyone says no client are willing to pay, to pay for these weird and expensive products." And then he said, no, because as soon as you release and display it at COMPUTEX, we receive the order from our clients. They say, this is the first order that we haven't received the sample, but got the order.
Wow. So pre-orders.
Yeah,
Pre-orders.
pre-orders.
Crazy.
Is it because they were signature and also limited edition that you only build, say, certain numbers, right? So imagine one of 500. And if you have that, that's it. It's limited edition. You're not going to get anywhere else. And imagine having that at your home, I suppose, or in your office. And people are like, wow, where'd you get that from? I mean, it's a talking point.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yes, but at that time, $399 is very expensive.
It's a lot for
At the time,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Because most cases back then was probably what, $50, $60, right? Computer case.
Yeah.
Why would you spend a $399 for a case, right? But nowadays, for 2022, I see cases like $600. Some of them even $1,000. I think, what?
So I guess after the S-frame, because it was $1,000 case, you actually made money on the H-frame. Finally.
Do you?
There was actually some margin because you learned everything from the S-frame.
As-frame, I think different.
Yeah.
Different.
I think starting from different.
Okay. D-frame was the one that made money.
I think so.
Okay. So this exercise was S-frame, D-frame, H-frame, but D-frame was the second generation of D-frame, D-frame mini too.
But the whole of the frame series of InWin cases were the first of open chassis.
They were.
Right?
Yeah.
We didn't see any of that at COMPUTEX or CS before. Or most of the cases were just box. All the other competitors were just boxes and maybe a little bit of tempered glass and stuff like that. But open chassis wasn't a thing until these frame chassis came from InWin, and everybody just kind of copied your kind of design. Open frame. Open frame's the new thing,
I
right?
noticed, and I know that they're a partner, so maybe you help them.
Oh, yeah.
But a certain brand with a bicycle shop, like maybe you help them with their new frame, because I noticed that all the technology that you build, the presses and that process, it doesn't just happen, right? Someone needs to create the technology to push it onto the marketplace so that they can partner, your OEM division can partner, so that they can build their cases too. So it was cool to see that you have made an influence.
Yeah.
I think our RD and the design team, they are so brave to try new things because, to be honest, we are not using any new technology. We just use the current material to make them special. For example, like tempered glass.
Yes.
The RD had told me when we approach the glass manufacturer saying,
Yes.
okay, we would like to purchase a lot of glass and make them a side panel of computer cases. The supplier say, okay, you must be crazy. I only sell tempered glass for furniture or for windows,
Yeah.
I said, case, are you sure? But then a few years later, the RD had told me he met the same supplier again. And then the owner of the glass factory told him, oh, I'm so appreciate that InWin came to me because you make my factory make a profit again.
Wow. So something that didn't make profit initially helped the company in the Taiwan industry, unrelated, make profit.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah. Yeah.
See?
Well, tell me about the other chassis that came from the idea of aluminum, like the hot aluminum going to the sand. And it came out with this
Z-Frame.
Yeah.
The Z Tower?
Yeah, that thing was
Touring Tower?
It was heavy. It was
Z-Frame, spiral.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Who came up with that design?
The same designer, Arian.
Arian.
Wow, because that thing was the talk of town back then. It was a few years ago, right? Before
Did you
COMPUTEX.
know that in the Australian Chinese museum, that there is that case is inside there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Crazy.
I believe it was displayed at the art museum in Australia.
Yes.
Melbourne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there, which is why
It was again limited edition. Like how many was made? It's like this
I think this one maybe about like 100.
100 pieces only.
Yeah.
And you can't buy it. I mean, not now anyway. But
Well, there is one in Canada.
is one in Canada?
Yeah, it's at the studio.
Wow. But it was crazy. It was something that just like an eye opener. It was something that just attracted so many people to say, wow, what is that? But it's a computer. But it's an entire case, like, and it splits in half.
Yeah, when you build it.
When you build it, right? It splits in half and stuff like that. And it does weigh heavy, right? Because of the-
Very
Oh
heavy.
yeah, it's shipped in a half crate.
That's crazy.
Yeah, shipped in a half
And
crate.
then the other spectacular one was the orb thing that you did with the Alexa or Google with the voice commands. It was a bubble thing, right?
Yeah.
There's another
Windbar.
Windbot. Yeah, I thought, wow, I was like,
I also
again, these designs is crazy.
yeah, like all this craziness, but at some this is I think I've said this before, is that this is how it's like auto racing. Auto racing is like about pushing the limits and tuning the vehicle. This is your way of racing. You have to push all the limits in each direction because you have OEM and ODM contracts that are asking for new innovation,
Yes.
right? So this is your way of doing it. Just like how Giant Bicycles, they have their OEM, ODM division. They work with Specialized, Trek, and Santa Cruz. These are top names in bicycles. They have racing teams and everything. But they go to Giant Bicycles. They sit down in their white box division, and then they come up with these ideas. And then there's Giant Bicycles on top that has the same access to all this technology. And it's the crown jewel of Taiwan and bicycles. 50-year history. A little bit older, like big brother to InWin. But, it's incredible how these companies in Taiwan, they're based on innovation also and cooperation.
Cooperation, yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of cooperation between even competitors, right?
Yeah.
And it's not because, you copy me or I'm copying you. No, it's to elevate the technology or their kind of reach out to consumers worldwide.
Yeah.
Without that collaboration, I think your market, well, not your market, it's just general market would be just local or maybe regional. That's it. But by working together, you're elevating that industry globally, right?
Absolutely.
And that's something which I find not just interesting, but it's quite unique in Taiwan. You won't see that in other countries where they are competitors, but they collaborate and then
Well, it's like Foxconn. Foxconn collaborates with everyone as a contract manufacturer, and they even work with Apple, Lenovo, all the companies, right? Doesn't matter. But the trust that the entire world has in Taiwan to protect their secret is actually a very special relationship. It's so special. And I just like it's just such a wow.
Nelly, you moving on to, of course, everyone's talking about green products, right? Eco-friendly. You have a line of products which are eco-friendly, right? And I saw a couple of your products before pandemic as well. You already started doing that. Tell us more about those eco-friendly line of products. That is it grown and how you design it and that kind of stuff. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, sure. Apart from the signature product line, this year we launched a new product line called I Build and then I Share.
Okay.
Yeah. And the spirit of this product line is we would like to encourage the younger generation to build the computer chassis with their own hands and together with friends and family. And then in order to facilitate this process, we also developed the app.
Okay.
So just by watching the app and the innovation, they can easily build a computer chassis. And for all these series, we try to pack them in flat pack.
Flat packing,
Like
okay.
IKEA, because everyone knows IKEA furniture,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But this is much easier to build, and there's no missing parts, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Are
Very
those-
good,
when
innovative.
when you build it, do you need any screw? So you don't you just click them in, right? It's like a screwless. Like, is that screwless?
Well, not really. We have currently we have 3 products under this product line.
Right.
2 of them, of course, you still have to you need screws. But one is called the mold free. You don't need any screw. You just assemble the module.
Oh,
It's
neat.
modular.
Yeah, it's
Right,
a
right.
module, fully modular.
That's good.
So this targeting towards kids. Now I know you're a mom. You know you've got beautiful kids, and we got a dad over there from InWin as well too. But is it fair to say that maybe the global marketing manager had an influence in making sure that this happened for the next generation? Were you instrumental in this? And please take the credit if it was.
Well, I would like to encourage, not only my kids, but all the young kids, to stay away from the phone.
Oh, tablets
Tablets.
and phones. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
spend
spend
some
too
time
much.
with your family, build a computer case together.
Yeah, they spend too much time on the tablet. I swear. Yeah, you have to get a router to get the timer on there, block them at certain times because they
Exactly.
just it's dinner time. Yeah, and it's still putting the pan. So I lock them out at 6 till like 8. That's it. It's dinner time, family time. Really, family time is important, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But my son always says, just give me one more minute.
No. See, I pay for the internet, so the next time you ask, I'm just gonna stop paying for it. Oh no, I'm so sorry. But that's not the only reason why this product was pushed through, right? There's also, like you said, there's the ecological because it's flat pack. You put more on containers. It is great as a learning tool. But this design, like, was this also an Aryan design, or was it more of a collaboration again?
Well, we have more young designers join the team,
Okay.
and they are all from different background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with these young people, they're only like 20.
20s in the early 20s.
20s, yes.
That's
So they're
early.
children.
Come on, hey!
Yeah. How do Asian females feel offended? Is you don't call them aunties, okay? Don't call them aunties.
姐姐.
姐姐.
But there's also there was another product I saw which what I found interesting is they're using cloth. Was it cloth or material as a side panel? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like that was like before the pandemic. It was in COMPUTEX. 2019. Yeah, it was. They showed you these cases, but using cloth or material like fabric.
Yes.
That for the side panels and everything.
Alice.
Now that was InWin.
Yes.
InWin, yeah, that was InWin.
You wanted to go into fashion. Does that have anything to do with you?
That's kind of piece you can put in your living room, and it doesn't look out of place because the fabric will look part of the furniture design of the living room, right?
Okay.
Is that how it was?
Well, the original idea is you can help your computer chassis like change clothes every day. But then in the end, I think we didn't come up enough design to attract the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we have, if we have the chance to do this again, definitely, we will work much harder and probably launch at least 100 of different kind of design.
Work with different brands, maybe like Levi's, have a jean jacket,
Yeah, jean
or
jacket.
like Billabong and have T-shirt like a surfer, right? That would be so cool.
And what's that one with the compact mini ITX, which you showed us last time as well, and it's quite good. It's you can put it vertically and put it on the side.
B1.
E1 is it the round oval one?
Yeah. It's called the B1.
B1 that's good because you could actually again put it anywhere. Living room, kitchen, whatever. It's compact, it's small, and it's something that InWin designs all these crazy cases, but it's practical. It's practical.
Yeah,
and I like that. Yeah.
We hope when the consumers think about InWin, they think about not only a case manufacturer, but also a design company.
Design.
Because your first passion was fashion.
Yes.
So you actually put your signature on that because you want InWin to become this fashion forward case
kind of design mindset
company.
Yeah. Oh.
And you've done it in such a crafty way that no one knew that they've become a design soft power.
But going forward, apart from cases, have you any ideas what InWin might have for the future? Is it just cases and designs, going forward, or will you have, some other stuff? Will AI be involved? I see the WinBot. That's kind of semi-AI with Alexa and all that kind of stuff. Will you integrate AI in the future with your cases? When I say AI, I mean you could have controllers which control the temperatures, airflow, and things like that within the case. That's a good idea, right?
This week, all of the coverage is all about AI, and I believe that's the trend that every company wants to go.
Yes. And there's so many ways that you can take it. We've been talking to other manufacturers that do the hardware and everything. And we seem to believe that maybe because there's so many sensors, that maybe it's time for someone to just create a hub that actually takes the sensors and takes care of your system for you.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the way forward, but maybe this is not InWin's responsibility. Maybe InWin's responsibility is just to make sure there's sensors in places and collaborate like the Taiwanese people do so well and build the standards so that everyone can play, right? I think this is too far ahead in time.
Maybe. But as in Nelly being the global
Marketing manager.
She's like going forward thinking with all new designs, looking after the youngsters, coming up with new ideas and pushing forward with some new creative products, hopefully, right?
Yeah. Now, we've met a lot of really amazing young product marketing managers, PMs, assistant PMs, and everything like that. If they wanted to become the global marketing manager of their own company, and this doesn't matter in any industry, what do you suggest is the right path for them in Taiwan? And maybe, what kind of training should they have? What kind of schooling should they have? How can they follow in your footsteps? Besides driving to work on the first day, that's kind of, I think that's a Taiwanese thing.
That's a very difficult question.
Well, I think
only you can answer it, and us putting stuff in your mouth doesn't help. You're the only one that can answer that.
Yeah. What kind of advice can you like maybe? Is it drive, passion? Is it something that you could nurture? I mean, for example, when I have youngsters that look towards me, I always give them life lessons. Nothing to do with work, but more about if you have a passion, drive, and things like that, go for it, right? And don't be, afraid. Take risks. And I think, like Nelly said, you take risks with these random crazy designs, and success happens, right? So for you, for some message to youngsters, especially
young women.
Young women.
This is a male-dominated industry in every shape or form. The fact that you are a global marketing manager, the fact that you have this power over everyone, no matter what, you're the boss. They know you're the boss. They know not to piss you off, right? How do other women get that without? How do they receive it?
I think there's no correct answer, but for myself, I would say my traveling experience really helped me a lot.
Okay.
Because I had the opportunity to meet people from all over the world. I opened my mind. And I had the chance to know different culture and see a lot of new things. So this also helped me to improve my language, my English ability. So when I have the chance to take this job role, I found it so helpful because every time when we talk about the market, the trend, I think my traveling experience, it will help me a lot.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. Experience over everything else. But a lot of people I find that it's that comfort zone. Traveling to a new country is very difficult for them to do. It's not comfortable for them to leave. But you're saying that the road to success is to be a little risky and just go.
Yeah.
Yes, I always
open-minded.
travel alone.
Yeah. What are your favorite countries? Or better yet, on Nelly's list of countries for success, which ones should anyone travel to
Canada.
besides Taiwan?
Vancouver.
Definitely, if I have the chance, I would love to visit Canada, which I haven't.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah, Steven's there.
We're safe. That's why she knows everything's good over here. So what are the countries that are like where you're most challenging?
Have you been to the UK?
Yes, I actually studied in the UK.
Oh, right. There we go. That's my hometown, Cardiff.
Leicester?
Leicester? No?
Bath.
Okay.
Okay.
You know
Bath.
where that is.
Yeah, it's next to Bristol, which is
Okay.
across the channel from Cardiff. So it's quite close.
Okay,
Bath's a
so-
very nice city.
So go to UK, travel to the UK, go there, improve the English if that's your second language. Where else should people go to learn?
Well, Europe.
Very precise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been.
American.
Yeah.
America?
America, yes. a lot of countries I would love to visit.
Yeah. I think-
Italy?
yeah, Italy's good.
Italy is
For
good.
fashion?
For
'Cause
fashion,
you said
yes, of
fashion.
course. And Japan.
Japan. I've never
Oh,
been.
yes.
I'm going there soon.
I want to go to Japan.
Yeah, I've never been. I'm going in July.
But Xinhuanding is like Harajuku. That's what they say.
Very close. Yeah, very close. Yeah, yeah. But I think with what Nelly's kind of saying is be open-minded. Like the youngsters have so much imagination, especially kids. Youngsters, they come up with all these imaginations, all these ideas. They give them a chance, right? Right? Give them a
Yes.
chance, and something will come out of it. Because, like I said, life lessons, like you have many years. I definitely have many years of experience in life. I've been through a lot, and just give them advice that they can say, hey, Nelly, thanks for the advice you've given me all these years, because they've taken that and they put it by themselves, and then they pay it forward, and they will tell their followers and people that they look after and stuff like that. So your message gets across. Once you get that message across, it's there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just talking about traveling, I think it's always important that you plan ahead. Because every time when I always travel alone,
Yeah.
like I mentioned, and every time before I travel, I spend a lot of time doing the research about the country, about the culture, everything. And I do a proper plan.
Just like a marketing plan. You
Yes.
have to plan A, plan B, right?
I'm not kidding. The first country I visit alone was France. And my father asked me to do a proper plan. Okay, if you're going to, because at that time I plan to stay 1 month and a half, and he said, I need to see your proper plan before I give you the budget.
Oh, very good. So he taught you budgeting
Yes.
and expending the marketing budget.
Yeah, and then since then, every time before I visit a country, I do a plan with what's the budget and where am I going and what's achievement
That's
I would
really
like
good.
to do,
That's
I like this.
That's really
actually.
good, yeah.
This is a very good idea.
So that kind of advice from your dad, from your father, you've taken it, and now you could apply it to your kids.
Nowadays, kids are so difficult to teach. They never listen.
But did you ever think that maybe your parents thought the same thing sometimes?
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
But I love my son, whether he listens to me or not.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun because even with like whether it's step kids, real kids, dads, whatever, it's watching them grow, especially when they kind of if they listen. I'm sure they listen, but they don't action what they listen to, right? But once you kind of drill into them the routines, once you get into the routine, I think that's a good thing anyway.
So as a mom giving advice, if you were to treat InWin like a child that's about to turn 16 soon, because it's about to turn 16, what were the proudest moments of your life as a marketing mom to InWin? What would you say are some of the most notable moments, your favorite moments?
I think I'm very proud to see the marketing department all my colleagues, they become so independent.
That's good.
They can go out for any events and handle things by themselves.
Wow. And that's something that came from you.
Yeah, exactly. You taught them, right? Your legacy lives on.
Yes.
That's something that's really good. And they will pass that message on further down the road. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would say that kind of say, hey, you know what? My kids are independent, but is there something about, are there any one moments where you say, wow, these guys really did it without, like, is there anything like that in your InWin career? I mean, it's almost a teenager, so there's got to be something else.
Well, I think we should always look at their strengths, not the weakness. We should treat everyone differently. If he's very good in like interview, then we can, help him and give him a stage to perform. If she is better to do all these like paperwork, no, it's fine. You know, we just need to look at the advantage, the strengths of each colleague, and then we will give them the opportunity to grow.
That's good.
And this is the reason why we have a global marketing manager here, because it's all about leadership, right? I mean, your troops, your work family, everyone, you're looking at their strengths and weaknesses. You're giving them a platform to thrive.
Right.
And also my boss, I think I'm so lucky to have a good boss, because he also gives me the good opportunity to travel around, to meet different people, and he gave me the chance to grow as well.
So it's also very, I guess that in that sense, it's also very important to find a boss that you resonate with, right?
That's right.
Because the moment you do not, it's probably not going to get better.
Yeah.
That's great. And I feel a lot of the love inside. And when every time I go, it's like, this is well orchestrated. It must be that planning. It's so seamless. Like every time, okay, have you ever been to an InWin factory tour before?
I haven't actually. I haven't. Every time I go to the InWin booth, I'm just blown away by the amount of stuff they have that's designed so well and looks so good.
Yeah.
That's just a booth experience, man. Imagine going to the office or the factory that they like I said, the design, like you said, the arts design, department is like you say, anime, right? I'd love to go there and see what they actually do and what they actually write and how they operate. Because I have my brother's sister, my brother's wife, his sister is actually an anime artist based up in Manchester.
Yeah, nice.
And she does a lot of the Disney artwork. That kind of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's a different mind.
Yeah,
it's a creative mind. It's different from how tech minds work.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and the ideas they come up with and the artwork is amazing.
I find it so amazing that regardless of how creative, and I've seen a lot of creativity from Arian and his team and everything, and in that studio space that they have, but the way that you execute your factory tours, and I've done a lot of them. It's like I feel someone guiding me, taking care of me, and I'm not rushed. It's like that this is the right amount of time. It's just so seamless. I don't know how you do that, but I've just always had a great time coming to your factory tours. And afterwards, I remember things like the 14 folds of the S-frame and how all these little story elements that come out.
It's because we have a great team.
Yeah.
Like Andy. Andy, how long have you been working for InWin?
Over 15 years.
See? But every time when you see Andy, he's so passionate.
He is. Andy, I love you, man.
Yeah. That's
well,
great.
I think now we know the secret.
Yeah.
You have to surround yourself with amazing people. You have to find someone that's willing to let you fly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you have to be willing to be the person. If you're in leadership position, you have to be the guy or gal that has plan A and maybe B and C on their spreadsheet.
Yeah, just as a leader like Nelly, you just need to guide them and let them have the opportunity to grow, nurture them. It's like growing something from planting a seed, right?
Yes.
And if you put water there every day, put them in the sun, it's going to grow into a beautiful plant,
and
right?
with love.
That's right. That's right. You got to nurture them.
Any advice for like one day Nelly is going to travel the world and forget about InWin? What is your best advice for your successor? Have you started training him or her?
Yes. Him and her.
Yep.
Yes.
Two of them to replace
Yes.
you? Wow.
Yes.
She's the power of two people.
Plan A and plan B, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, plan A and
Okay.
plan B. It says, yep, that's right. There's always a plan A and plan B. Gotta have it.
Okay. Well, I hope this was inspiring chat with someone that is in an industry that, of course, it's very visibly male dominated. And I hope that you see that someone like Nelly, even though she's not like, the Margaret Thatcher style Iron Lady, she's got the right team. She's got the right people. Her soft power is just so great that she can wield it and people understand that it's not control. It's actually for you to thrive, and this is just a form of love.
That's right.
Okay. And on that note, I think we have to end. Thank you so much, Nelly, for being a part of this.
Thank you for inviting us.
Hey, no problem at all. And we learned so much from you and a little bit more about the heart of InWin. I mean, it beats very strong even today. And make sure that you check out their amazing products if you're at the show, or if you're on their website or anywhere. Look for the InWin name. You're going to see some pretty amazing things that don't look like computer cases, but it comes from the design team that's there. And it's just, I don't even know how they come up with these ideas sometimes. If you're listening at home, make sure that you check out our social media. It's at our podcast show, or on Twitter at our podcast show as well, Twitter and Instagram. And we have new shows every Wednesday at noon. So make sure that you subscribe to our exclusive YouTube only video podcast, where you're going to be hearing stories like this that inspire techie. Maybe we're talking about sci-fi one week, but it'll be something that both Winston and
we could do a travel show with Nelly, maybe.
Oh, you know what? That would be travel tech with Nelly. She would know the best.
And the first one should be taken in Canada.
Yes, definitely. We will. Oh, you know what? If you come to Canada, we should do that travel show.
There's the best Chinese food in Richmond, in Canada.
I look forward to it.
You're in Taiwan. You're telling people. Until next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.